Hello everyone. So in this video, I will share IP Viva questions with you all. So let's start. Okay, so first question is, what is a network? So a network is a system which has interconnected computers in it, some networking devices like hub, switch and router, and some peripheral devices which are secondary storage devices like your pen drive and USB. Let's move to second question, which is describe LAN, MAN, PAN, and WAN. So, if you are asked about this question, first you have to do is elaborate the terms like local area network, metropolitan area network, personal area network, and wide area network, and a single line defining each one of them. Like in LAN, it is a network at a single place in which printers and your nodes are interconnected with each other, like LAN in a particular building. MAN is spread across entire city and it is a collection of different LANs. PAN is a small area network and it doesn't uses internet, rather it uses Bluetooth technology, and example could be connecting your phone with your iPad. Next is WAN, which is a wide area network which is spread across a country or entire world, and the best example is internet. Next question: what are networking devices? So networking devices are used so that the nodes in a network, the computers in a network, they can communicate with each other and share the desired resources. Next, modem. Modem stands for modulator and demodulator. Modulation and demodulation are the two processes that modem performs. It is also a networking device. So in modulation, it changes the digital into analog signals and then demodulates, changes the analog into digital signals so that the user can understand the output. That's it. Next is difference between hub and switch. Both are networking devices. Hub is a multi-port device. Switch is also a multi-port device, but hub in which all the nodes are connected to each other, and if one node wants to share something with another node, for example, node A wants to share something with node C, it wants to share with node C, then the data packets which will travel in the network, it will be shared by each one of the networks connected to the network, each one of the computers connected to the network. And in switch, if A wants to send particular resource or data to C, then it can mention the destination of C, and only the desired location will be sent the data packets. So this is the advantage. Next, and also switch is called as intelligent hub. Next question: what is repeater? So repeater is a networking device which it helps to amplify or regenerate signals during long distance transmission. What is router? Router is also a networking device which is used to forward data packets between different types of networks. Usually, LAN to LAN data transfer, internet transfer is used by the router. What is gateway? The next question. So gateway is a networking device which connects dissimilar networks, like connecting local area network with a wide area network is what LAN does. And also, what gateway does. And gateway has translation facility. So here are the 2 points you can speak about. Next, we come to the topologies or arrangement of nodes in a given computer network. So for this, I will show you the arrangement after drawing it. Okay, the star topology. So firstly, the star topology is a network topology where the nodes are connected to a centralized networking device. For example, there is a central networking device which can be anything: hub, switch, or router. Let's assume to be a hub, and then nodes are connected to it in a star pattern like this. Okay, so you have to mention its limitations and its advantages. Advantage is that there is central problem diagnosis. If something happens in the entire network, the hub is responsible or the central device is responsible, and the problem can be identified through it. Also, the limitation is that central point of failure. If there is a problem in the hub, then the entire network will collapse. So this is the limitation. Let's move on to the next topology, bus topology. So in bus topology, all the nodes, they are connected to each other with the help of a single cable. And this single cable is called a backbone, and it is usually a coaxial cable. So this single cable is the backbone in which the nodes are connected like this, and in the ends there are terminators. Okay, so in a bus topology, the nodes are connected to a single cable called the backbone, which is a coaxial cable. And its advantages are that less cable is used to connect nodes, and disadvantage is that central point of failure. Say with this, that if the backbone it gets disturbed, then the entire network will collapse. Okay, so the next topology is tree topology. Now, a tree topology is also referred as a hierarchical topology, right, in which the nodes are arranged in hierarchy of three levels. So, it is a special type of topology. That's why it is called tree or hierarchical topology. So, here this is your parent node, and then I'm sorry, this is the root node, and these are the parent nodes. And again, more nodes are connected, and these nodes are the leaf nodes. So this is the tree topology. Now the advantage is that there is a lot of security in it. Also, the maintenance becomes easy. The limitation is that it is very costly to expand, and the more and more number of nodes if are attached to it, then the maintenance becomes difficult. Also, the amount of data packets which travel across the network it depletes. Now, next is the mesh topology. Now, in the mesh topology, the nodes are connected to every other node, but not with each node. So it has two types. You can remember the definition that in mesh topology, nodes are connected to each other, every other node. Its types are partially connected, in which the nodes are connected to each node, to every other node, but not each node, like this. So this node is connected to this node and this to this, but this node is not connected to this. However, indirectly, if it is connected to this and then this, then it is automatically first node is connected to this point of node. But we will assume that it is partially connected. Next is fully connected, which is the most reliable and secure. Fully connected. So this was partially connected. Partially connected, and this is fully connected. Okay, I have to draw it again. Okay, so I have ruined it for the second time since I don't have any digital pen. So it's like basically like this, and then you attached attach the notes like this. Then you do like this, something like this. Okay, star shape in between, and then there's a house. So this is the fully connected part. And in mesh topology, the advantage is that there is a lot more security in it. Also, easy expansion. Also, problem can be identified really easily, but the only limitation is that it is very costly. Next, okay, I missed ring topology here. I'll tell you here only. So this is a ring topology in which nodes are connected in a loop or a ring pattern, right? A ring pattern or in a loop. Also, if we will attach the endpoints of bus topology, it will eventually form a ring topology. In ring topology, data travels from each node and goes through adjacent nodes to reach the destination. The only limitation in this technology is that it is less secure and less reliable, and the advantage is that it is unidirectional. Okay. So next question we have, what is internet? This is a really easy question. That internet is a network of networks and consists of interconnected networks, and it is a global network. Anything you can write and say. Now next is, what is URL or URI? Both are same. Uniform resource locator or uniform resource identifier. It was the unique address which every web page or website has. For example, www.amazon.com, and in the front there is a protocol HTTP or HTTPS, which is the secure version. Now next is, what is www? www is referred as World Wide Web. It was created by Tim Berners-Lee, everyone knows, and it is an information system which has all the documents and resources stored in it. It is a big information system. Next is, what is web? Web is a common name we give to World Wide Web, and it is a small part of World Wide Web which has some pages which can be accessed via the web browser or some applications. The next question is, what is email? So email stands for electronic mail, and it helps to transport multimedia messages in real time over the internet between people who have email IDs. For example, abc@gmail.com. This is the example of an email ID in which the ABC part, abc the rate gmail.com. Okay, so this is gmail.com. It is the domain name which is fixed, and ABC is the username which is unique and depends on every person. Now next is, what is chat? Chat refers to textual exchange of messages in real time over the internet with the help of some chat applications, and the examples can be Google Talk, Yahoo Messenger, and also in chat rooms, in virtual chat rooms, some timings are first set, and then the people in the chat rooms can communicate with each other. Next is, what is VoIP? It is referred as Voice over Internet Protocol, which is also referred as IP or Internet Telephony. It uses Internet rather than cellular network services. For example, WhatsApp uses audio and video calling, and it is based on VoIP technology. Next, what is website? Website, collection of web pages and resources. What are web pages? Collection of information and has its own URL. Web pages types: static versus dynamic. Static for is flat and stationary and is good for the content which never needs to be changed, for example blog sites. And the other one is dynamic web pages, which are custom based and dynamic in nature, interactive web pages, and it gives custom result based on search pattern. And examples can be weather reports and browser games. It involves the information which needs to be updated regularly. Now, what is web server? Web server is a big system which has a lot of information regarding a particular web page, application, or a website. What is web hosting? So, web hosting is a service which is provided by web host to websites, and they provide bandwidth, they provide security, resources, etc. And they house the servers of the particular website so that they become available at the internet. Next question, what is a web browser? So a web browser is a software application which helps you to access the World Wide Web. And examples can be Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome. Next are browser settings. I think you all are well familiar with it. You just have to go to your particular browser and then go to settings, and then you can just explore these subparts. That's it, you have to do this. Next, what are add-ons and plugins? So add-on is not a complete program, right? It is a particular feature, and it is called as extension in Google Chrome. Just as I'm using this screen recorder, right? I'll show you the screen recorder I'm using. It is an extension. So I'll go to this extension, screen recorder, and it is offered by Google. It is not a complete program, but is a but is a small part. Examples can be VPN. Next, are plugins? Plugins are complete program, and the examples can be Flash. Next question is, what are cookies? So cookies are files which are stored by a browser, and it has all the personal information which you don't have to enter again and again while visiting various websites. For example, if we go to amazon.in, then by default our address is stored there because of the cookies. You can always enable or disable your cookies from the browser. Just have to go here, privacy and security, cookies and other sites, and I have blocked third party cookies, because third party cookies, they share your personal information with other parties, with other websites. And the good cookies are those which are used by a particular site only, like Amazon uses the cookies only for its website, so that our experience of Amazon becomes much more refined. But third party cookies are very malicious. And this was the question, third party cookies. Cookies, small files stored by the browser and usually have login information. And third party cookies generated by advertisers to track user activities. And how to control and manage cookies I have just shown you. Next question, what are digital footprints? Digital footprints is the history of a person's usage of internet and other resources, the movies watched, the websites surfed, and it is used by advertisers to target ads to consumers. What are net and communication etiquettes? Communication etiquettes, we all know that we shouldn't speak between two, maintain eye contact, etc. And net etiquettes are referred as netiquettes, which is the code of behavior and proper conduct that we exhibit over the internet. Data protection, we all know, protecting data against unauthorized access. What is cyber trolling, bullying, stalking, and harassment? This is purely upon you how you can define this, because it is largely subjective. Next, what is intellectual property? Intellectual property is a creative creation of a person for the ultimate gain in commerce, and which is already not available in the public domain. And it can be anything, an artistic work, a trademark, a logo, a song, anything. Intellectual property rights is the next question. So the rights which protect your intellectual property against its exploitation are intellectual property rights. And the rights are granted by the government after you file an IPR application. Why should an IP be protected? Because it is an asset which can be exploited for monetary gains. Next, what is plagiarism? So plagiarism is stealing or cheating and copying others' work and presenting others' intellectual property as of your own. And the types of plagiarism are intentional versus unintentional. How to avoid plagiarism? We should cite the sources, acknowledge the sources which we use. Also, we can develop our writing skills, and we can also write others' ideas in our own words. Next is what is licensing. License, software license is a document which provides legal and binding guidelines to the person who holds it. So while dissemination of that particular software, so that it doesn't get exploited and remains under the copyright thing. Next question is copyright. It is a right which is given to the owner of a particular intellectual property and gives the owner the exclusive right to make copies of that certain work, and it restricts others to use that intellectual property. What is FOSS? FOSS is free and open FOSS is free and open source software, and free and open source softwares are everywhere today if you search. And in it, the criteria for open source software is that the source code should be available for free. Also, the modified versions can be redistributed by the users. Next is write examples of open source softwares. This you search upon yourself because I can't recall right now. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is a crime which involves a computer, in which computer is used as a tool or as a thing to be targeted. What is cyber law? Cyber law protects any of the cyber activities which are held on over the internet, and any cyber crime or cyberbullying, trolling, stalking, all are supervised under the cyber laws, and it is a system which supervises the circulation of information and resources. It is also referred as the IT law. Next, what is IIT Act 2000? Indian Information Technology Act 2000. Now, it has two sections, Section 43A and Section 72A. So, 43A has a corporate body which deals with information regarding biometric information, health information, and your financial information. Under Section 72A, there is mentioned that any wrongful disclosure of someone else without the consent is liable to imprisonment of 3 years with a fine of 5 lakhs. Next, what is hacking? So hacking is a malicious activity which causes harm to an entire network of an organization or to a single computer, and the purpose is to get monetary gains and to be famous also. Hacking has two types. It is hacking okay, so where we were at hacking and its types. There are two types of hacking, ethical and unethical. Ethical hackers are called white hat hackers and unethical hackers are called black hat hackers. Ethical hackers, they help to reduce vulnerabilities of organizations. Example, Ankit Fadia is a well-known ethical hacker of India. And black hat hackers, these are the ones from which ethical hackers protect the organizations from. Next, what is phishing? Phishing is a fraudulent attempt by cyber criminals, and they request sensitive information and pretend to be from reputed sources. What is e-waste? E-waste is electronic waste, and it has discarded electronic and electrical devices in it. Next is hazards and management of e-waste. Okay, so hazards are that it has toxic compounds which are non-biodegradable and cause harm to the ecology. Also, burning of e-waste is extremely pathetic because the substances, the harmful toxic gases released from it, like carbon monoxide, they can enter the human body and cause fatal accidents. Management is that we can give it to e-waste recycler, so that the e-waste can be recycled. Also, to someone who can use it, we can give it to them. Health concerns related to use of technology. So there are various health concerns if you use internet technology, your digital devices, laptops, phones for a long period of time. Eye strain, postural deformities, depression, all these are the things. Okay, so next we have come to MySQL. First is what are DDL and DML commands. DDL, data definition language, DML, data manipulation language. DDL, it works on the structure of the table, and DML works on the inner content of the table. In DDL, there are various commands like create, then we have drop, then we have alter. In DML, we have insert, then we have delete. Now, single row functions. These functions, they give a single result and work on every row of the table. Then we have multiple row functions. Multiple row functions are also referred as aggregate functions, and they work on multiple rows and give single result. Multiple row function examples can be men, max, avg, count star. And the single row functions can be string functions, right, right, left, mid, instr, sub str, all these things. And the date and time functions, day name, month name, year, right? Now let's move to fourth question. What is group by? Group by is a function available in MySQL. It gives you the desired output after grouping the data. The desired rows are based on a condition they are grouped, and then the particular row is obtained. For example, there is a table named students, and in this column we have student names. In this column we have names, in this column we have the classes. Okay, so I will write the query. Select star from students, the table name. Select star from students, group by class. So the classes can be 9th here, 10th, 12th, and the rows can be multiple. And the rows can be up to 500, right? And I will group this table and its record on the basis of a column named class. And then the result will be that the 9th class students will be shown, the 10th class students will be shown separately, and same as with 11th and 12th. So this is the work of group by. Now if you have to put a further condition in it, just as we did with where, like where select star from students, where name like J percentage. The name, we have to show the names which start with only the first letter as J and then anything. So this was used with where condition. But while using group by clause, you can't use where. You can use where in above the group by clause, but after that you can use the having clause, which is to provide a particular and specific condition. So you can provide that select star from students, group by class, where class is where class equal to 10th. So only 10th class students will be grouped and shown in the output. Next, what are the other names of table? It is relation. Other names of rows, cardinality, records, and tuples. Here I will show a very nice trick. It's not a trick, but I memorized it and I'm able to memorize it, recall it till now. Is that we always get confused between rows and columns, whether they are degree or cardinality. So R rows, C columns. Now remember, cardinality starts from C. Okay, columns start from C, but you don't have to mention it with columns. Cardinality is not equal to C, right? We will mention it with rows. So rows are cardinality, okay, and columns they are degree. So you have to exchange the letters. Next, rows are also referred as records or tablets, whereas columns they are also referred as fields and attributes. These are really important. Both these 7 and 8 question is really important and asked multiple of times. Here we are at Matplotlib. So Matplotlib is a library which helps to perform data visualization and analysis, and it can be imported using import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Pyplot is a function in the matplotlib library which can be retrieved, and it helps to draw different types of charts and graphs. Line chart, it is two-dimensional and it represents variables in the form of a line. Then bar chart, a bar graph or chart, it is also a two-dimensional data visualization method in which the variables are shown in the form of bars. Next, what is title? Now these are the attributes of graphs. Title is a main heading which is given to the graph, which we can give with plt.title, and in brackets we can mention the title. What is a label? Now label is assigning a name or category to the x and y axis in a graph. For example, this is the x axis and this is the y axis. We have to mention the labels, the names of these. So we will write plt dot x label, and in bracket we will mention the x label name, and same as with plt dot y label. Now next is legend. Now legend is an area we have always seen that in graphs, mostly in this side or in the left hand side, there is a box shown which tells us that this color line defines this and this color line defines this, or this particular symbol defines this in a graph or chart. Okay, and not in a map. You shouldn't confuse this with the map. So this is called legend, which is an area which describes the elements used in a graph or chart. Now next is, what is histogram? Histogram, it shows frequency distribution and continuity. We have seen that it also has bars, but there is no break in it. There is no break in histogram, whereas in a bar graph, so this is a histogram, right? There is no gap in it. Whereas in a bar graph, there is gap. Now it is also based on the condition of concrete or discrete data. So this is in continuity, it is histogram, and this is in irregularity breaks, it is bar graph. Now what are bins? So it is used in histogram. Histogram has some long bars which are referred as bins, and bins are non-overlapping intervals. Look, this is one interval and this is the other, but it doesn't overlap the second interval. So these are non-overlapping. Also, we can also choose the unit like we choose while making a real graph. Okay, we can mention the unit, and also the spacing on the x-axis, that how the bins can be spaced in the x-axis, more wide or more shrinkable. Next, what is pandas? The word pandas is derived from panel data. It stands for panel data. Next, it is an open source Python library which provides high performance data manipulation and analysis. You have to memorize this. There is no simple trick. What is series? Series is a data structure, two-dimensional, is a one-dimensional data structure in the Python library in which there are indexes starting from 0, 1, 2, and then we have values on this side. And this one dimensional. What are attributes of series? So this you can refer to the NCRT, IP NCRT for class 12. If you guys don't have it, then do let me know in the comment section. I will provide the link to that PDF of IP NCRT, which recently CBSE has published. Difference between series and NumPy array. This difference is clearly mentioned in the book in a very good format, which you can check out. Last question is, what is a data frame? Data frame is a two-dimensional data structure, and data frame is made up of series. It is in the form of a table in which there are indexes, and then we have columns also, and then we have data. Okay, so this is the end of the video. I hope you all liked this. It took, I don't know what time it took, but it has been a long time. So okay, so you guys, if you guys have liked this video, then do subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with all of your friends. I am not sure whether all of you are done with your practicals. I think some of you have not really given them, or it has been postponed. Whether it will happen or not, but I've just provided you the resources which I thought I should be. So this is the end of the video. Thank you for continuously showing your love and support to my channel, and I'll keep on sharing stuff like this. Thank you.